All right, today we're sharing step number 2 in our video series about the 5 things we all should be doing today as investors, whether we're beginners, whether we're experienced and pros, doesn't matter. We all should be hypersensitive to these steps. Number 2, all right? So number 1 was we need to have a really good, clear picture of where we are. Number 2, we need to confirm some of the resources we're going to use in order to build a portfolio. So whether, again, we're at 0 or 15, doesn't matter. What do we have available to us? So, and I mean, really get creative with this. It's not just how much cash do I have on hand, but also what do I have in accounts that I can use, such as, do you have an IRA that is underperforming, that you could move into a self-directed IRA where you could direct that money yourself? When you do that, it becomes an asset for you to use. I know many of you out there have used self-directed IRAs in the past to buy property. And if you did that, that property has gone up in value. If you leveraged it, you have paid down principal. Depending on how long ago you purchased it, you now have an asset called equity. And that equity cannot be pulled out. It's in an IRA. It's not like you can take the money out, but you can use your equity to leverage an additional property or two. We have many investors today. In fact, it is a very quickly growing segment of our monthly sales are investors that are using self-directed IRAs, and the equity that they have in the properties they bought 3, 5, 10 years ago to purchase more investments today. Because you can't touch that money until you're 69 and a half. And if you are leveraging, you're usually leveraging for 10 to 15 years at the top end. So a lot of equity allows you to get in and buy more property. Another thing to look at as an investor would be, what properties do you have today? Again, equity outside of your IRA that you can tap into. That's either with a refinance or with some form of a HELOC. And because if it's sitting there as equity, it's dead money. You're unable to use it. But if you can leverage that equity into additional value for your portfolio, now you have the ability to grow without having to come out of pocket with more cash. So when I talk about confirm cash on hand, calculate your future dollars, let's look at our income and see what will we have to put towards investing in the next year, 2 or 3. It's just having a really good, firm grasp on what resources do I have to build out a portfolio. And we did think very creatively, because it's not just cash. It can be equity in properties. It can be self-directed IRA funds or something likened to that. There are lots of opportunities out there. In fact, you may be in a position where you're looking around at other investors, family, business, colleagues, friends that you might want to partner with, and partnering together creates the cash on hand or the assets to be able to purchase more property. So right now, as investors, once we have a clear idea of where we stand, we need to have a clear picture of what assets we have available and what we're going to have available in the next couple of years. So those are the first 2 steps, the first 2 massive things I think that we need to be doing as investors right now in this market.